This is the Global Podcast Network, where executives and professionals connect, share, and inspire. Stay tuned for the conversations that drive success.
Moms, listen up. We could all use Melissa Burke's help. She's the founder and CEO of Secondary Mindset, hailing from beautiful Springfield, Missouri, but working with moms all over the world. Ladies, listen up. Coaching. Sometimes you need some help, like myself. Maybe you got to reconnect and do some other things in your life because, taking care of kids, it's a lot. And really, we kind of lose ourselves. So our expert is here today, Melissa Burke, joining us to talk more about the type of work she's doing in her coaching sessions that can help us all. How are you?
I'm wonderful.
Great to see you. And for those that don't know, just tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do.
I am, I don't know if, I don't know, the coach is the best term. That's what I call myself. But really, I'm just kind of a guide to help moms rediscover who they are and find their tribe and be able to prioritize self-care because that gets lost in this society. And we're often told we're being selfish or we want to take care of ourselves or we knew what we signed up for, but
Yeah.
we all need to take care of ourselves.
It's so true. And that's the one thing I think as moms we do worse. We could take care of everyone else in the family, but guess what? When it comes to us, that whole self-care, put the oxygen mask on first. I lack in that. I have a 10 and 8-year-old. So a lot of people I think can empathize and understand. And for those that don't know, tell us a little bit about your background before we start.
Well, I had a pretty rough patch. My mom passed away, and I was lucky enough to have a great mom. She was my best friend. We were so similar that we fought like lunatics when I was a teenager, but we became very, very best friends. And she passed away, and then my marriage fell apart,
Mm.
and then my mental health fell apart. And I have 4 kids, and I needed somebody to tell me how to find myself again and where to find other women that felt the way I did. And there's nothing out there. There's nothing out there that I could find that really led the way. And so I had to make that for myself. And I had been helping moms for 20 years, and I was always the friend of the friend who I'd get a call and I'd be like, they would say, "Hey, so and so gave me your number. This is the issue. Can you help me?" And I always had solutions or a way to help them find the solution themselves. So for the last 20 years, I've been doing it for free.
Wow.
And now I do it for a living. And it's one of the best things I've ever done. I feel great about it, but also I love that these moms are flourishing.
Yeah. Wow. Well, thank you for sharing all this. And just curious, how old are your kids?
My oldest is about to be 22.
My gosh.
And then I have a 15-year-old, a 6-year-old, and a 5-year-old.
God bless you. Oh my goodness. Ah. And what, you're a single mom too?
I am, yes.
God bless. Not easy. And here you are helping so many people, and now you're like, I got to help myself, let alone, right? All these other people. This is great because you're really helping mothers out there, connect. And you mentioned, breaking generational cycles because I think tell me a little bit about your experience, but with this, I feel like a lot of us do self-neglect and we just care for our children. We let ourselves go, the stress, the angst, the anxiety. I can't handle it anymore myself. And I'm like, I got to get out of the house. I'm working full time from home. I can't handle it anymore. You're right. There needs to be a change. And my mind is just not right anymore. But I've sacrificed so much the past 10 years. And I'm like, what happened to myself? I understand. So let's talk a little about that, breaking the the generational cycle, as you say.
Well, my mom was a single mom for a while, and she did it all. She went to
Mhm.
school, she worked, she took care of us. And when she got older, she wasn't better about taking care of herself. She
Mm.
lost who she was when she didn't have people to take care of. At one point, she slept in a recliner for about 6 months, and I couldn't get her to go to the doctor. She finally went to go see her rheumatologist, and they took x-rays like they always do, and they asked her
Mhm.
when she'd broken her neck. She never got treated. She walked around and slept in a recliner for 6 months with a sore neck that was broken because she didn't want to be a bother.
Oh.
And then with my oldest one, I was brushing her hair, not cleaning her ears. But I always forget,
Yep.
life gets on. And I was brushing her hair, and I accidentally went too close to her ear, and she said, "Ow, that's the ear that always hurts." And I said, "What do you mean? That's the ear that always hurts. How long has it hurt?" "I don't know. Since we went on vacation." And what, okay, I need you to tell me these things. Well, I didn't want to worry you. And that's when I realized we were just teaching her how to take care of herself like we do. And I didn't want that. I do a beautiful job of caring for my children because I want my kids to be taken care of. And when
Yeah.
I realized that my kids are not doing what I'm doing, not doing what I do for them, they're learning how to take care of themselves by how I take care of myself. And if I'm not taking care of myself, when they're out of my house, they're going to do the same thing.
Yeah. Oh,
And yeah, that was hard. That was a hard lesson for me.
I'm sure. My goodness. Huh. Well, how did you decide to start helping moms like this? And really, let's talk about some of the moms you are helping to re-identify themselves, as you say, right?
Well, one of my clients and very best friends, Elena, super smart, and she's got a beautiful little girl, and she just catastrophizes all the time.
Mm.
And she's working on her master's degree.
Mm-hmm.
She's a geologist, and she's so smart, but she doesn't think she's good enough. She doesn't think she's always like, "Oh, I'm the worst mom. I'm the worst mom." And how often do we say that? "Oh, I can't believe I did that. I'm the worst. I'm the worst mom." And when we started working together, I was like, "Okay, are you the worst mom, or you just have some guilt about this thing?"
Mm-hmm.
And how I would never let anybody talk to you the way you're talking to yourself. So I need you to be your own best friend. And that was one of the things that really got her is her inner critic was so mean to her.
Ah,
And
yep.
I think as moms, we all do that. But
Mm-hmm.
if we can make that inner voice of our inner critic sound like somebody we would never take
Yeah.
seriously, I always tell people, I'm like, name that guy Chad or Kevin or whoever that is that you could like, you're just like, no, I can't take you seriously. You are a ridiculous human being. Turn that inner critic into that. And then you need to stand up for yourself like you would your best friend.
Yep.
And that was huge for her. And when she started doing that, and I know this sounds crazy, but when she started doing that, she was able to get a six-figure job because she
Wow.
felt confident enough
Uh-huh.
and wasn't self-sacrifice, um, what's the word? Sabotaging. She wasn't
Sabotage.
self-sabotaging. And she believed that, she had all the credentials. She just didn't
Mm-hmm.
think she was good enough.
Yep.
And when she started doing that, she was able to get a six-figure job. She was able to
Yeah.
get a new apartment. And now they have a dog and they get to go out and do things. And just that switch to to the second mindset to that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm my own best friend, and that little voice is ridiculous. Got her to apply for a job she didn't think she could get.
Wow. Yep.
Yeah. And that's what it takes. That's all it takes, but it's so hard. And if you don't have somebody telling you how to do that,
So true. A lot of us don't. Uh-uh.
and I have a lot of moms who have a lot of guilt about, having a messy house or having to work all the time, and we don't shame men for that.
Nope.
We,
I had a
we
little girl in the neighborhood come to my house yesterday. She wanted the two older brothers were with my kids. We had a Halloween party, and she's like, "I want to see the upstairs of your house." I'm like, "Okay." She's 6. She's like, "This is a disaster." I'm like, "Yeah, because I work so much full time. I got to take care of the kids. It's a lot." She's like, "Disaster," and I'm like, "Oh, how embarrassing!" The little kid sees it, and I see it, but I feel like everyone judges me for it. I'm like, "Ah," but I'm like, "Yeah." As a single mom, you got to do a lot, and you got to prioritize and deprioritize things. It's like now it makes me feel guilty. Oh my goodness, I got to clean my house. I try. There's never enough time.
but I bet you that little girl's mama says that to herself.
Yeah.
She
Yeah.
walks in, that little girl hears her mama say, "Oh my gosh, this house is a disaster.
All
I'm
right.
so stressed out." And little girl's not judging you.
No, I don't think she is, but
No,
my older, yes, she sees it for what it is, and I know it is. And I'm like, good reminder. But you're
she's
right. She
she
learned
hears it
from,
from her mom,
yep.
and she says it to you, and you take it as, oh, failure.
Yeah.
And that's because that's what her mom is feeling. But it's not a failure.
Mhm.
Are your kids happy?
Yes.
Are they healthy?
Yes.
Do they have
Thankfully.
clean clothes and good food?
Yes. Stop. Yeah.
Do
We're
they know
so
that you
hard.
love them?
We're so hard on ourselves.
We are.
Yeah.
And men get, they have the bare minimum taken care of, and they're like, "Oh, you're such a good dad. You're such a good dad." But if we don't do breakfast dishes, then, "Oh, I'm such a bad mom." Or, "Oh my gosh, I'm going to be late picking up the kids. I'm such a bad mom." But your kids aren't thinking that.
No.
Your kids are thinking, "Oh man, mom made the best breakfast this morning.
Yeah.
It was so good. And mom is rushing to get here. I'm so excited to see mom." She always comes in and asks me the best questions when she picks me up from school.
Oh, yeah. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah. So if we can make it the mindset change, we can change how we mother and how we show up for ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
hmm And it's these little tiny shifts. That's the secondary mindset. That if you can make those little tiny shifts, that will give you the confidence to go out and meet new friends and build a community that can support you and your kids so
Yeah.
you can take care of yourself, and you can show your kids how to care for themselves when they are older.
Oh, I love this. I love this. So the work you're doing though, let's talk specifically. You offer these coaching programs and this
Mhm.
is virtual, right? So we're working with anyone here as we are today, correct?
Yeah.
Now you do the one-on-ones. How long is it? Let's talk a little about what happens in these programs. And then there's a few different programs actually. So where did you want to, start with? Which one?
I do a 6 week and an 8 week program. The 6 week program really just kind of it's smaller bits. I try to make sure that all I don't want anybody thinking that they have to take the 8 week program because it's 2 more weeks and it's going to be the thing. Um, but the 6 week program, we go through, okay, what are your values now?
Yeah.
We figure out, okay, who are you? What are the things that you like? What are the things that you wanted to try that you never got to try? What are the hobbies that you used to love but you haven't gotten to do in a long time? What do you like? Because there's so much of that changes. And there's so many of the values, and most of the time we don't even do an inventory of what our values are. We just assume that we know them.
Hmm.
And unless it comes up in conversation, we don't even think about it.
True.
But if you don't know what your values are, it's really hard to find your tribe.
For sure.
So we go through that. We look at, what are your values? What are the things that are important to you? What are the things that make you angry? What are the things that make you happy? Where do you want to be? And we figure out who you are with your values and your goals and your all of these things. And then we figure out, okay, where are the people that you would click with?
Yeah.
If, physical strength and fitness is your thing, taking a spinning class would be probably a good place to meet your people.
Yeah.
If religion and faith, then a Bible study would
Yeah.
probably be a good place. But we can't figure out where your people are until we figure out who you are. So we do that. And then we figure out where your people are. And then we figure out what self-care means to you. And I do that in both, but I can go a little bit more in depth and figure out what you need to work on the most. If it's, figuring out who you are, or trying to work on where your tribe is, or trying to figure out, okay, what does self-care look like for me? We get more in depth in that in the 8-week program, but
Yeah.
in both programs, we go through those 3 sections.
Well,
And
oh, go ahead.
and it it has to be those steps. You have to do each one in that order to be successful in this program.
And I know we're talking about the individual coaching. You do the group coaching. There's also workshops that I know we're going to discuss today, and a lot of other things you have to offer. Someone, though, feeling like, oh my goodness, overwhelmed, anxious, scared to reach out, what would you say to them today?
Uh, well, email. I do most of my bookings through email. I don't even have my phone number on my website because that is such a hard thing for a lot of people to do, especially if you're a mom trying to get on the phone. You've got kids, you've got work, you've got all these things. But we almost always have a few minutes to shoot off an email. Hey,
Yeah.
I want to know about this. And so that's why I set it up that way. And then if you're more comfortable after that first initial email, I can do a Zoom call. I can do a phone call. We can continue back and forth in texting and figure out scheduling. And I do all of my sessions on um, Facebook Messenger or on Zoom. And because I like to see the women that I'm working with. And we sit down and I give homework. I do 2 calls a week. But you have homework. You have to do your homework. And we just talk. And if you have something that's come up and that you need to talk to me about, you can shoot me an email at any time and I'll check it. And the group ones are some of my favorites. It is sometimes a little tricky for scheduling, but I love that because a lot of times other women are
Hmm.
going, oh my God, I dealt with that. This is how you fix it. And then they not only just found another part of their tribe, and it doesn't matter if they're across the country from each other, they're making connections.
Yep. Yep.
And they feel like they aren't the only one that's dealing with these problems.
Yeah.
And that is valuable when you feel so, and being a mom can be so isolating.
So overwhelming and isolating. Yes. And then there's times where I'm like, no one ever told me my mom's passed now. I'm like, she never told me how bad it was, like how hard this is. And then you try to pull back. It's like overall is good, but I'm like, no one ever tells you how hard it is. Working full time is so much easier getting out of the house than to raise kids. And people back then didn't credit moms as much. Oh, you're a stay home mom. And I just look, I'm like, I commend every mom out there. every mom out there that's staying home with their kids. It's the hardest job in the world. And yeah, you need some help and guidance. You do, because you're going to lose yourself. I agree.
Yeah, and 1 year of being just with your kids can actually put you in burnout.
Yep, burnout. I
Yep.
learned that term after COVID. Yeah, let's talk about what is burnout.
Burnout is more than just depression, more than just it's extreme exhaustion. It's feeling overwhelmed and also kind of neutral, where you're just like, your kid asks you if they can have a popsicle for breakfast, and you say, whatever. Do yeah, you can't feel because it's so overwhelming. You're just like, oh yeah, apathy, apathy, apathy. I just have to live through today. I just have to live through the next minute. And when we get there, it can take a long time to recover from burnout. And if we don't have the time to do that, then it just gets worse. And burnout can lead to autoimmune diseases and depression and high blood pressure and all of these other things. And it's preventable. And it's treatable. That's the other thing. And the thing that drives me crazy is that we would never tell any other caregiver that they don't deserve a vacation or time off. You would never think to tell your doctor, oh, you knew what you were signing up for when you went to medical school. Why do you think you need a vacation? You wouldn't say that to a nurse. You wouldn't say that to a firefighter or a police officer or anybody else. But we say that to moms all the time. And we do. We need time off.
Oh my goodness, you're reminding me of a lot that I have to do. Hence, I knew talking to you, I'd be reminded of all that I need to do that I'm not doing that is just ruining me, you know? Wow. Thank you. There's also this what is it called? This Mom's Mirror. What is the live virtual workshop that you do as well?
Oh, yeah, I haven't actually gotten to do one of those in a while. I go to community centers and we do a kind of it's a values inventory. And we sometimes we do collages or we do goal settings, and we have different themes for each one, but it's mostly what we do is we go through and we figure out, okay, what are my values? Because that's huge. And we don't have time to think about that most of the time. So we have these great, and it's so much fun because we've got a room full of women who all want to know who they are and who are all exhausted from motherhood. And so we have that in common. And we get to talk about, okay, well, what changed for you after you became a mom? Some moms are like, ugh, before I had kids, I was all about, it's fine if there's dirty dishes in the sink. I don't care. I'm going to bed. And then when they have kids, they're like, oh my God, I have to get those dishes done before I go to bed because I cannot handle that when I get up in the morning, and that is gonna just stress my whole day out. And then moms who went completely the opposite direction, who were super clean freaks and just like everything had to be in its place before they went to bed. And then they had kids and they went, it can wait. It can wait. I don't care if there is a pile of dust underneath my furniture. I don't care that the dishwasher is half full. I'm going to run it anyway. And I don't care. I don't care if it's dirty. I need to sleep. I need to get work done. I need to do whatever it is. And those are actual changes that happen with motherhood and where our brains actually physically change after motherhood. And we got to figure out, okay, what are these changes? What, how do we feel about stuff? And so that's one of my favorite. I love doing those because it's so lively and silly, and we get to have these great conversations about how we feel about the world and about motherhood. And we try to have between 20 and 30 women in there. So it's not like this massive thing where you can't have any kind of personal conversations. I try to keep them pretty small, and sometimes it's 2 days, sometimes it's one day, and we just have a great time. It's so much fun.
Well, I was going to ask you for, a secondary mindset, some of the clients you worked for, who've worked with you, I should say. And I would love to hear, their thoughts. And I know there's been some great testimonials about the work you do with your coaching, with also the health and wellness aspect of life and us. And I know you also have a shop too, don't you?
Yeah, I've got some things on my website for self-care. Yeah,
Yeah.
I've got some yoga mats and the all kinds of, just little things that I was like, oh, that would be really helpful to have, and or that could be something really great. And a lot of the stuff on there is like things that bring up conversations about stuff. I've got clients that'll go on there and they'll be like, whoa, what about this? And it's like, have you ever tried yoga? Oh, no. Okay, well, why not? Downward dog sounds weird. Okay, well, that's just one position. And you might like it. You might hate it, but you might like it. So why don't we look into doing that? And I love those conversations.
Well, let me also ask, as a mom who has been experiencing burnout, who has, and you're helping really revitalize so many, people. What would you say to someone out there? Because what would you say one of the things that you want people most to understand about being a caregiver, right? Let's just break it down. We got to remind everyone about this.
Being a caregiver puts you at a higher risk of heart disease, heart attack, burnout, autoimmune diseases, and I can't remember what the statistic is, but women who are caregivers have a higher instance of depression and and um, disability. We become disabled.
Oh, you there?
Yep, sorry,
Okay, too.
I got a
No,
call
I know that
from
happens. Don't worry. It's okay. It's okay. It's all right.
Oh,
Well, we're just about out of time anyway. So let's just wrap it up for today, if you don't mind. Really. And finish your thoughts. Go ahead.
okay, so because we're caregivers, we are not taking care of ourselves, and that puts us, we're not dealing with our stress. We're not taking care of ourselves physically, emotionally, mentally, or spiritually because we're pouring into other people. And if our bodies break down, that breaks down our bodies. And married women who have children live shorter lives than women who don't have kids
Yeah. Wow.
because we are pouring into people without pouring into ourselves.
Thank you for doing all the work that you do to help so many of us. Melissa Burke, I can't wait to talk again. Tell us how we can reach out to you, please. Share your phone number, website, social media, whatever it is that's important to you for moms out there to contact you.
All right, I am on TikTok, Secondary Mindset. I am on Facebook, Secondary Mindset. You can go to my website, secondarymindset.com, and you can email me. You can look through all of my coaching stuff, and you can call me or text at 417-274-2577.
Great.
And I look forward to hearing from all of you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. And I hope we get to connect again, Melissa. Thank you for your time today. Enjoy the rest of your day, okay?
And ladies, do not forget to take care of yourselves today.
A little pampering, a little self-care. Come on, we could do it. Thank you for reminding us. Thanks. Bye-bye, Hetty.
This is the Global Podcast Network, where executives and professionals connect, share, and inspire. Stay tuned for the conversations that drive success.